Ah yes, Cookie Run Kingdom, one of my favorite games of 2021, and going on in 2022 is still my favorite game. And I enjoy every single update that they have to throw at us. With the Disney update already said and done, I didn't really expect anything big to be thrown at us. If I'm honest, I only expected them to do something with the Lunar Festival. I was more or less expecting a new magic candy for Moon Rabbit Cookie, or maybe a few more events here and there. I'm sure whatever Dev Sisters has planned is going to be small and digestible and... I take everything back, this is better. Well, with this new event mode out, might as well try my hand at making a definitive guide on how to beat it.
Gather, weary traveler, I have a tale to tell. It might just save your lives, but only if you listen well. 'Cause there before the breakers and just around the way, there's a sign that says beware, the beast of Pirates Bay.
When you first open up the game, you're going to see a little thing called Black Pearl Islands. This is where the big part of the event takes place. Once you click on the event title, you're going to see a little boat. This is the Silent. It's the boat you're going to use to travel across the Duskgloom Seas. As you can see in my screenshot, I've made it all the way to level 11, but I'm still not at the max. The blue bar above the Set Sail button is how much durability the Silent has. Every time you level up, the durability increases to help you go farther. Throughout your voyage, your durability is going to decrease as you go along. Running into things such as whirlpools or failing levels will decrease it further. As you can see, in order to set sail, you're going to need 15 stamina jellies. And thank God for that, because I honestly don't know how I would have survived. This screenshot alone tells you everything you need to know about the Duskgloom Seas. You can only go up or to the sides. Once you're on your journey, you can't go backwards. Just like a real pirate! I'm good. As you can see from the screenshot of my own gameplay, there's a few things you have to worry about. The clouds, directions, keys, stamina, and how many coins you have. On your first voyage, you'll see that you start out with 3,000 coins. Seriously, pay attention to the coins. These will come in handy so much later. As you continue your voyage, you'll be able to gain more coins. But once it ends, you go back to having 3,000. You get more coins by finding bottles, or playing mini-games, or fighting. Completing the mini-games and winning the fights are absolutely crucial. Why, you may ask? Well, they're your currency. Not only that, they also fix your ship. If you find your ship's durability low, you can pay 4,500 coins in order to increase it. They're not hard to get at all, so don't worry about running low. As you can see, the farther you've made it, the less fog there will be on the board. And thankfully, you can move your camera around to help you plan your route. With that out of the way, let's explain the spaces. This right here is a wreckage space. Your boat cannot pass through this whatsoever. Basically, they block you off from certain areas and you have to change your route last minute. This right here is a battle island. Basically, you end up getting off of your ship and fighting in regular battles with your cookies. They look kind of similar to the minigame islands. One of the main differences from telling them apart is the silhouette and the little icon above them. Then there's altar spaces. Whenever you go to one of these, you can gain a few perks. You can only use these during battle though, and the altar effects reset with every voyage. Some effects you'll need to sacrifice a few coins in order to get them. Next, there's event spaces. Basically, these little guys can give you items. Each of them will give you something different. For example, you might be able to find a stranded engineer in the waters. If you go over to the cookie, then that means your ship will recover 700 durability points. The next ones you should always look out for are bottles. Basically, whenever you find one, if you grab it, then you'll be able to get more coins. Then there's a whale covered in kelp, which will give you experience jellies. This little guy and a frozen durian ear will give you coins. At least I think. I don't really remember. This is a boss space. Whenever you get closer to the end of a section, you usually have to fight one of these guys. They're all going to be bosses from exploration mode, so beware of spoilers, potentially. You'll also be able to find treasure chests throughout your voyage. They don't actually look like this in-game, I just wasn't able to find any pictures of the Duskgloom treasure chests, so bear with me. This is what you use your keys for. If you don't have any keys, then you're flat out of luck, buddy. But if you do have keys, then be ready for some really good rewards. And lucky for us, they're easy to find. You can usually find them amongst the fog because they glow yellow. Final space is the seahorse. This absolute chad of a seahorse actually gives you the same effects as like the altar. Except they're better if it costs more! Sorry. One last thing. If you press the drop anchor button, you go straight back to the harbor. But that kind of means that you end the voyage and you won't be able to return to your spot. Press this button if you're stuck in a sticky situation, or if you're stuck and you can't sink your boat. With the basics covered, let's go about how you should play the event. And let's dive right in! Sorry, not sorry. When you get into the game, you're going to need to travel to every island and altar that you can get yourself to. With the traveling you're going to be doing, you're going to need a lot of coins. And I mean a lot. It has a purpose, I promise. If you see them, grab the engineer and the bottle as fast as you can. You're going to need those. Trust me, you will. They give you extra coins and they increase your ship's durability. Now, you might be wondering why you need to stop by all the altars. That's an easy answer. It's because of this lady. In the Black Pearl Islands, she appears as a boss. I managed to get to her on my second voyage, but I wasn't able to beat her due to not having the correct treasures. I did manage to beat her on my third try though, so don't worry. To beat this boss, you're going to need HP shields and you're going to need the Terror of the Abyss immunity. This is why I put so much emphasis on getting as many coins as you can and going to as many altars as you can. The more effects you have, the easier the fight with Black Pearl Cookie will be. The treasures I'd recommend to defeat her are the Squishy Jelly Watch, the Grim-Looking Scythe, and the Sacred Pomegranate Branch. Don't have the branch? No problem. Use Pure Vanilla Cookie or Custard Cookie III. With all these in mind, I managed to get myself a victory. If you defeat the boss, a picture of Black Pearl Cookie will appear. It's also how I got myself in the top 3%. I hope this guide managed to help you in some way, and hopefully you'll be able to defeat the final boss. Good luck! Finally, I can take off this snorkel.